Good evening, people. Yeah, actually, it's not so good. It's actually a bit chilly. But we're heading out to the workshop. Yep, that's locked, that's good. And doing the daily, or the nightly lockup. In fact, have I even been out here today? It's been a bit of an odd period. Nope, I haven't. Well, I have, I've locked it up. But, yeah, there we go. Actually, I've just been reviewing some of the videos before I take them off the camera and put them on the PC. And in doing so, I actually caught one of the problems that had gone unnoticed by me until, well, the backstory was, I've got this machine here, yay, liking it, but it's not performing quite as well as I'd like it, and I'm going to try and optimize it a little bit. Now, that said, I, for the very first time, literally hooked up the this whole dust, extraction system to my tracksaw. As we see here, what I've done is made an overhead tube, duct, that allows me to hook my tracksaw into the dust extraction system. And I literally had not used it, and I thought, I will put the camera down and perhaps do it off camera, and I'll use it for the very first time. And then I thought, to heck with it. Let's try and give an example, on camera of me using it for the first time, which I did. And made a cut, and I thought, and I gave the appraisal of it. Was it as good as the wee home vacuum cleaner that I would normally be using? No, it wasn't as good, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah, well, the thing is, it wasn't actually hooked up to the extraction system at all. What was happening is that the saw's natural cutting action was throwing the dust into the tube, and the little bit of the dust was still remaining in the part of the saw itself. And to be fair, not a lot of dust was being thrown out. But in my enthusiasm, I hadn't realised that. And I was saying, well, as I said before, not as good as the wee vacuum cleaner I had hooked up, but hey, I'll give it a 95% pass rate. And then when I reviewed the videos just a few moments ago, when I was talking about this bleeding thing, I went in to turn the extractor on, which you have to do at the motor, to show that very first cut using the track saw. And as the camera went past here, and as I went in there, I saw that the pipes were actually separated. Now, to my credit, I did make a follow-up video mentioning that they had actually been separated, but I hadn't realised that they were separated from the very first trial run of that. So I was making a claim about that could be said to be, like reasonably efficient, and the bloody thing wasn't even connected up. So when I connected it up, it wasn't actually much better, which is a bit flaming silly. But to be fair, hey, it's more funny to me than it is to you. But when I did connect it up, there was no dust left. The supposed dust extraction efficiency didn't seem to be that much better. But there was no dust left collected in the tube. It was clear. So obviously there was a little bit of dust able to be thrown out, and the short cut that I'd made didn't show up the deficiency that, when it's not connected up to the dust collector, it's really not going to be doing very well. Long story short, or any story shorter with this one, it is now connected up. I haven't been able to get to it. I haven't been motivated to get to it for the last 3 or 4 days. I will be doing a snot load of cuts in the coming days. This stuff here, specifically, and that stuff up there, and this stuff here, and therefore there is going to be a lot of dust created and hopefully collected with that and the overhead extraction facility. And it better that bit, the dust collector itself better not dislocate at the pipes, at the actual PVC junctions. Jeez. But yeah, just now, as I said, that's why I came out here actually. It's flaming cold out here. It's going down to 0 degrees tonight, and it is late already, and it is cold. But I thought I'd come out here, do the lockup, and make this commentary that sometimes when we're extolling the virtues of something, we may sometimes give it a bit of a gloss that it doesn't actually deserve. And that's what happened there when I was saying about the efficiency being, 95%. Yeah, well, it should have been 0% because it wasn't being extracted at all. So, why did I make that confession? Well, one of the things was with the videos that I'm making, they are unedited and they're also warts and all. So when I make a bit of a cock up, and I did with that commentary a few videos ago, it wasn't extracting at 95%. No, hang on. I'll reword that. From the evidence I saw, I was about 95% satisfied. That wasn't quite accurate. It was true, but it wasn't accurate. To my view, that there wasn't much sawdust being thrown around. There was no benefit from the extraction system being probably examined or tested. So anyway, I'd better make a video with it being used, hooked up properly, and see how much dust I do collect. Now that will be a test, because at the moment, and actually I can't actually see in there that well at the moment, but I really can't. Hang on, let's just see. I've got another light, but it's not going to probably help much. And it's not going to help at all. But I was just trying to see into the plastic bag, which is a good thing in a way that it's plastic. But there's sweet Fanny Adams of dust being collected in there for the very limited amount of cuts I've made. Meaning that's doing its job, and it is called a separator for a reason, because it separates the dust, or a two-stage separator, two-stage dust collection system. That's a separator. It separates the dust and doesn't allow it to go into there as much as it's able. Now, with the very fine dust that I'm going to be creating with the custom wood cuts, I would like to think that that plastic bag sees minimal collection of dust, meaning that whatever can make it into there gets dropped into the bin and stays there. It doesn't go back up into the air stream and then through into the plastic bag itself. Ideal, yes. Will it happen? No idea. But at the moment, as I said, not a lot of dust has gone in there for the very little amount that I have been cutting, but there is a bit in there. I checked it the other day. I also made the comment the other day that that's a bit of a pain in the ass, because I don't have enough room at the moment, or the setup, to make the top part a little bit elevated to permit the base to go in and be lifted up against and clipped into place, so that the two, seal off. That would be good, however, because it is going to be a bit of a nuisance when I come to empty that that has to move at all, because if it does, those joints may come loose or be affected. So I'm going to do exactly the same as a lot of other workshop users do, and they'll elevate that slightly, maybe only a couple of inches, 100 mil to 50 mil, and allow me to drop the barrel down, the canister down, so I can wheel it out without actually moving that at all. So when I put this into its final position, which I hope isn't inside the workshop, that it's actually in that storage area, that I work out a way of holding that up semi-rigidly, and then I can lift or lower the bin to do the extraction of the dust. So, yeah, is that. Now, I've got to be making these storage units sooner rather than later. That's what I'm going to do. I have foregone the idea of making the cabinet structure that would lift the motor of the dust extractor up so that the two ports, the one from the extractor itself and this part of it, are directly aligned. I'm going to forego that, but I will be thinking about it, because as I make the panels for the storage units, or make them or cut them down to size, I may well use some sheet material to make the components for that component, the cabinetry there. That has some appeal to me, but it has a downside in that the natural balance or stability of that unit comes from the fact that the weighty bit, the motor, is down on the bottom. Lifting it up makes it a little bit more likely to be tippy, but that it's not going to be moved around a lot should mean that that's less of an issue. Hopefully. I'm effectively turning that machine, that new one, into the one I've got here. Strange that, isn't it? But that configuration is, I think, way better than that one for the consideration that I'm mentioning. And that is, hang on, let me just swing it around. Makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Why the hell they don't do that, I don't know. But then again, that is more stable than this would be, because the weight is up higher. So I'm effectively turning that into this, in configuration at least. So it's going to be a matter of, let's see when I do it, not if I do it, because it will be a when, and like that's directly connected. That gives it it's going to be more efficient, simply because the two pieces are directly aligned. That one isn't. That is compromised by degree or percentage by that flexi tube. So if I can eliminate that and make it more like the old configuration of this machine, or the configuration of this older machine, I might be somewhat better off. If I'm no worse off, well, literally, I'm no worse off, but if that does increase a little bit of efficiency, why not give it a crack? And I will. Okay. Well, as I said before, it's flipping cold, or I am cold. What is the temperature out here? It is 5.5 degrees. I just had a look there, which is, in those silly figures, about 42 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not tropical, put it that way. Especially when I've come from outside, or come from inside to outside, when I've had a log burner going. Rightio, people. I'm off. I'm going back inside, and I will see you in the next one. Rightio. We'll see you later now. Bye.